Hey guys, it's Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the channel, and this is part 2 of our deceased estate hoarder shed clean out thing. I just put the other one up today, and yesterday is when we got the first load. Christine and myself are at the shop at the moment. It's in the evening. It's the best time to unload because it's a lot cooler. We've got to try and get this van empty because we're planning to go back tomorrow and finish the stuff off. So we're in a bit of a panic to get it done quickly. We've got to find somewhere in the shop to put it. We're both scratching our heads. Come on, I'll show you what I mean. So I've just backed the van up here. There's a bit of a ramp coming into our shop, so pretty good access, even though I'm blocking off the footpath. And there's a fair bit of stuff in there, as you can see. And the shop is packed up, and when it's packed up, all the aisles are full. So it looks like the whole building is just chockers. There are aisles that customers can walk down. If you haven't seen our shop before, I must do another walk around. But we sell everything. We specialise in not specialising, and this particular deal, if you saw episode 1, is going to add to our stock nicely. Christine's just getting psyched, aren't you? Ready for moving boxes. So we thought we might bring it round here. I can't put it beside my counter here because I have a big pile of e-waste to go through, and also some of the stuff I unpacked recently in some other videos, so I have to sort that when we get in here on Friday. We're going to sacrifice a little part of the shop. This area here is kind of a dead end, and there's not a lot of stock that people go down here for. There's some books and there's some records, but you can access the records from the other side. So we'll probably stack boxes in here as high as we can and just basically use this area of the shop. There's not much other areas we can use because everywhere you look, we kind of need access for customers, and there's no other little blank aisles that we can block off. Unless I put some stuff in this. No, I don't want to put it in the tech corner here because I do sell a lot of stuff out of here. So as you can see, the shop's pretty crowded. So we'll start on this corner and see how much we can get in here. 40 minutes later, the van is empty and we've managed to squeeze it all into the shop. There's a big pile of prints and some advertising and that the guy framed up. I think he used to sell it at swap meets and things. So we'll have a big artwork sale on Friday when we open. Hopefully the weather's nice and we'll spread them all out the front and have a super cheap sales price. Christine's still sitting on the counter about to eat chocolate.
Sitting room only and I'm guarding the chocolate.
Well, actually,
I get to have both for that.
No. Truth be known, she worked like a Trojan. We got the whole lot done in 40 minutes and here's the big stack. I'm surprised it all fitted in there, but it doesn't interrupt the flow of the rest of the shop. It's just that you clearly cannot get into that corner. So we're probably going to field questions on Friday with people leaning across saying, oh, how much is that? And is this for sale? And we're going to say, be patient. We'll get to it when we can. So there's quite a stack in there. Those black crates we've got really stack well. They're great for packing up houses and sheds because you get a lot of weight in them and they stack nicely. Also, I've praised milk crates many a times because they stack pretty well. So there we go. That's the first haul from this deal put away, and we'll start pricing it on Friday. We'll be back to the shed when? First thing in the morning? Yep. Early in the morning?
Very early.
Before it gets hot, and we'll clean the rest of the place out. So now all we have to do, it's just about 8 o'clock, is it?
Yep.
We've got to go around to Mum's and unload her sliding glass door. Back at the property this morning, we got a fairly early start, about 7:30. We got away from home and had to stop at McDonald's for some brekkie. You know, carb loading, we need the energy. So there's not a lot to go in these cupboards along this side. Christine packed up most of them yesterday, and we still do have a little bit of stuff in the cupboards over that far side and that little outdoor kitchen area. Bit of outdoor stuff here, and most of the stuff's in the shed. Oh, she's got us some boxes, that's great. You're going to use some of these for your china?
Yeah, can you take the spidery boxes and I'll take the nice ones?
All right, I'll take the ones with spiders in them.
Yes.
Although they may have jumped into the clean boxes, you know, because, you know, they're upgrading their accommodation.
We'll have to shake them out first then.
So there's still quite a bit of stuff to go in this shed. Lots of bottles, again, lots of tins. Some great comments on the last video, thanks for all that. And a few people asked what we paid for it. Well, we paid $2,000 a lot. And now that means that obviously we want to make a profit. That's the business we're in. But also we've got to take all the clutter and low value stuff as well, because it's kind of a clean up job. The property is sold. So there's a lot of low value stuff that if this was a garage sale, we wouldn't even look at. But we will clean up everything. There's a fair bit of time involved. There's quite a bit of travelling. And there's a bit of storage as far as us trying to find somewhere to put it. Like you saw, we jammed a lot in the shop that takes some of our shop out of circulation. And we do pay a bit of storage for other overflow lots sometimes. So yeah, it's a lot of work for us, but we'll do quite well out of it. Yeah.
And this is weeks of our time.
Oh, a lot of time involved. But if we can't make quite a few $1,000s out of this, we shouldn't be doing it. So that's what we're up to. There will be some beaut treasures amongst it. Nothing, I don't think, worth thousands on its own. I don't think there's anything that good. But there's quite a lot of stuff that should bring a few hundred. There's also some e-waste that I may end up fixing up and doing videos on. A couple of VHS players there. And most of the tins are very low value. But anyway, we like doing cleanups, and it's the thrill of the hunt. You never know what's in the next box. And a few of you commented on us having the best job in the world, and it kind of is fun. It's easy to get out of bed in the mornings when you're off treasure hunting. Anyway, enough chatter. I better start packing up. I'll show you if I find anything really cool. And we will be doing some videos probably of unpacking and pricing the stuff when we're back in the shop. I've started gradually pulling out heavier tools and packing them in these timber crates. And I've also got some few milk crates. We don't have a lot spare, so I'm trying to get the heavy stuff in those. There's lots of random tools, lots of screwdrivers and files and shifters and tape measures and wood saws and hammers. There's like multiples. Actually, I reckon there's probably at least a dozen wood saws there. So not a lot of huge value, but I did find this, an Australian-made Sid Chrome socket set, original box. And it looks like it's complete, and probably a few extra bits in here. I don't think those two go with it. And it's got the original Sid Chrome ratchet, which they tend to get pretty good money on their own. So this set's going to be at least $100 worth. That's a nice set. I know I'm collecting vintage Sid Chrome. That is a Sid Chrome adapter. But I think I've got enough Sid Chrome sockets. I'll have to work that out. But that's a nice find. There's quite a lot of power tools that won't be any good. They'll probably just be scrapped. Old Black & Decker sanders, and there's drills and fairly cheap power tools. There's a couple of more modern angle grinders there, but I think they're just cheap Chinese-made ones. A sunbeam attachment for, that's a mincing attachment for a sunbeam Mixmaster, I think. There's another food attachment there. Old lights and cords, so there's going to be a bit of e-waste scrap. There is an oil bottle, but unfortunately it's just a plastic bottle, although the plastic top will sell okay. Not sure that the bottles actually bring much. It's a shame it wasn't a glass one. Not even sure what's in this box. Oh, it's been, oh yeah, freshly painted. Lots of hardware. So we're going to have plenty of hardware to sort into jars, and that all sells. It just takes a while to sort. I thought we'll have a quick look at the bottles while I'm just starting to pack some in crates as well, and see what sort of value we have in here. Rosella sauce, there's quite a lot of sauces. That's a Rosella chutney. It's got the wider top, and that's a nice purple one. So they're at least $10 each, probably even 15 if there's no damage. The White Crow sauce is another 13-ounce sauce, around early 1900s to 1910. Beautiful embossing on them. It's got the crow and the snake trademark, an M on the bottom for Melbourne Glassworks. So that's at least a $10 bottle in the shop. Again, we could possibly go 15. I don't know what this little one is. A little soda bottle, Crown Seal. It's more recent, probably 1950s. This looks like an English one. It says Cardiff. Where's Cardiff? Is that in Wales? Looks like it's got a dragon trademark. Nice early bottle, nice embossing, but they don't bring very much in Australia. English bottles turn up in antique shops all the time, and they don't sell for much. This is a Commonwealth Jams and Jellies jar. These used to be worth $80 to $100, but I think they're probably not that scarce. Nice jar though, nice example of a rolled lip early 1900s jar. And I would think we'd still get $40 or $50 for that. We have a small size schnapps here. It'll be a Udolpho Wolf's, I think. They usually are, yes. So probably only $5 in scruffy condition. Let's have a bit look further along. These ones with the decorative necks are Salad Oil bottles. That one's got a big slither up the top. Very common, but there are some scarcer varieties, so only $5 to $10 probably for those. Although probably less with damage. That's not a bad one. This one here is a Roland's Cordial. It's a nice bottle. It's got a beautiful big trademark, miner and farmer trademark. Roland's were a huge company. I think they started in Ballarat, but they also had branches in I think Melbourne and Sydney. And that's a really nice example. Beautiful bottle. They used to bring $50 odd. They probably still would. It's a crown seal. The earlier ones had a blob top rather than the crown seal and just a cork. And it's got a large AGM for 1920s. So that's a good bottle. I think I'd get $50 for that. They're not rare, but they're a nice pictorial bottle. They look good on the shelf. We have a few more purple saucers in here, an IXL, so maybe $5, an AJC, maybe 10. It's a nicer purple. It's not the right stopper for it. They just had a cork, those bottles. There's a Bendigo one here. It's got a trademark of a miner, and it's the Bendigo Fruit Growers Cooperative Society, and it says Bendigo on the back. I think they're not a bad bottle. The larger 26 ounce size is worth a lot of money. I think many hundreds. This one probably might make 20 or 30. There's a big large size 26 ounce Rosella preserving sauce bottle at the back, and a few other interesting ones. So nothing rare, but they add up to quite a bit, as I've mentioned. And especially when you have a lot of $10 to $20 bottles, they do add up to a lot. These are more recent. These are probably 1940s and 50s, probably chutneys or something. This one's an earlier pickles. This dates back to the 1800s. It looks like it's quite sandblasted. It could have been rolling around in a creek for many, many years. I think it'd be English made, applied top. Not rare, they turn up quite often, but we might get $20 for it. So there we go, there's some interesting stuff in there. There's some more little bottles over here. There's some chemists. Chemists are always nice, particularly if they're local ones. And that is a Shepherd and Chemist bottle, HES Bird. I don't know that one. So that's a nice local chemist bottle. Some chemist bottles can bring a fair bit if they're a rare one. Gents, GHENTS bronchitis cure. I have a feeling that might be a Shepparton one as well. What's this? This must be a Shepherd and Chemist collection. Excellent. There's another HES Bird, Chemist Shepparton. I'm holding the embossing so I can read it. I'm not sure if you'll make it out on the camera. Whoops. Yeah, these are all Shepherd and Chemist. That's great. Yeah, that's the same name, Ghent Chemist Shepparton. Very good. They may, whoa, careful. Some of these might be worth a bit. That's a Griffith one. Griffith Drug Company. Yeah, Griffiths in New South Wales. A more modern Corona export beer bottle in there. That's probably just recycling. Not sure what that one is. I think that's fairly modern. A couple of preserving jars at the back. That's a large ball. Mason jar. I think they were the American, those ones. A perfume. This is a stubby, a beer stubby known as a keg. I think it was KG Lager or something. Can't quite remember. I never drank out of them myself. And another preserving jar here, Spotswood. So there's some nice, that'd probably be a Mason's at the back. Yep. Some nice, good saleable bottles there. Nothing outstanding, but some good value. These whiskey crocks don't get a great deal. Some of them can do okay. Those two might be all right. This is a port crock and like a carafe. And these are more 1980s. Often made in Australia by Alicia Pottery. That one probably is as well. It's not marked. But the Scotch ones will probably do a bit better. But the port crocks generally only sell for $5 to $10. Probably only $5. The other ones might be $10 to $20. These jobs take a long time because there's so much stuff packed in all the cupboards. And it was condensed when we first looked in this shed. There was stuff spread everywhere, and the family had neatened it up because they put the place on the market and they wanted it to look neat. So consequently, just things got shoved in. You know, it was nicely presented, but there's a lot of stuff in each little shelf. So I'm trying not to be distracted by finding cool things. I'm just trying to scoop and box, but of course a lot of the glassware just can't be thrown in a box, so I'm wrapping things roughly and trying to pack things, look, not brilliantly because I don't have to go far, but the nicer stuff I am wrapping. There's some fairly decent old table cigarette lighters here. They're quite nice in big blocks of glass. There's another one there in clear. Some old smoker's pipes. So I think the guy might have actually done a bit of bottle digging in his time, because there's lots of relics that most of us diggers like to bring home, really of no consequential value, but we like to do that. I found a little tin in here I thought I'd show you before I threw it in a box. It's marked yo-yos, and lo and behold, inside is indeed yo-yos. Quite a collection of them. Now some of these can be quite valuable. There's some of the older 70s made in the Philippines Coke professional super yo-yos, quite a few different sorts. Some of those might be in the 80s I think, but a lot of them were Philippines made. There was some, I think, other ones that's just got a Shell sticker on it. There's some more modern stuff. I think there's a Fanta one. So some of those can do quite well. So that was a nice little find. I won't go right through them now, I don't have the time. Now, it's about 10:30. We need a coffee. Okay, we always bring our own coffee gear. Christine's a marvel at getting organised with everything we need on a trip. Lots of cool water, coffees, and any other requirements to get us through the day. We don't have time to go down the street and purchase a coffee. We're quite happy with instant. It'll keep us going through the day. It's just about noon. This job's taking a little longer than expected, but as I've said, there's just stuff everywhere. Started packing the van as I usually do. We've got to get a lot in, so I'm not wasting any space. Lots of heavy boxes at the bottom. Didn't show you these. Some nice copper simplex fire extinguishers. They were under the bench. I did not even see them. So there's probably $150 in those two. So Christine's been madly packing up all the china. She's finished in the carport, other than just some e-waste this end, and we have to take the Christmas tree. Yes, I know, it's sad, isn't it? Hard, even this time of the year, early December, it's hard to get rid of Christmas trees. We'll put it out the front for free. There's a bit of e-waste and lamps and stuff to pack there. All these boxes have to go in. But yep, so just about done in the carport. The little kitchen area that we looked at earlier with the tins and things, that's all been done. Still a few clocks in on top of that cupboard there, which we'll pack separately. Everything else has been boxed up. And we're working hard at the shed. There's a lot more in the shed than what I realised. It's been stashed everywhere. And you've had some nice discoveries, Christine?
Yeah, you're going to love these.
Look at these. Now, we are near the airport, but we have found a lot of planes.
That's
classic dad joke. Carter, Whitmore, Stanley, that's probably a Stanley, Pope, Acorn, nice early timber plane, more of those. I think they're a smoothing plane, little ones.
spoke shape.
Oh, look at all the spoke shaves. There's some seriously good dollars in this stuff. A gauge marker, whatever you call it. You know what they are?
A back scratcher.
You're going to pretend to be Wolverine.
It's a wool bale.
Yes, wool bale hook. Well done. So they're $10 each right there.
And
So what else is under there?
that's the last one.
Oh, okay, that's a moulding plane. Yeah, okay. Very nice. They're pretty early, so they'll sell well. There was a 1943 Army box,
yep.
but it only, well, actually it was empty. We've just packed some vintage brass fire extinguishers in there. We're getting through the tools. There's some nice tools amongst it.
You've got the
oh yes,
the scales. There's lots
oh,
of
that's
scales
right.
in there.
That's a nice one. Is it Salter? I can't
Yep.
read it. Yep.
And this nice
Salter
big
hanging scales.
Yep. And there's this one as well. This big one.
These are called pocket balance scales. That's hardly a pocket one.
But there's lots of pocket ones.
Yeah,
In there too.
I don't know why they're called a balance scale, because they work on a spring. Maybe someone can explain that to me. What's that? Oh, I think it's a fisherman's thing, weighing your fish and measuring. So, old Singer drawers, sewing, or they may not be Singer, sewing machine drawers.
Vintage bike parts.
Bicycle parts, bells, lights. Is there anything in the bottom two drawers? Did you look?
Just no, nothing exciting.
Okay, I can't get into those. There's no knobs on them. So we continue to find some treasures. There's some nice spanners in this box. Some great big SIG chrome ones in excellent condition. Quite a lot in there, and we know how well we can do with tools. Even a really early wrench here, adjustable wrench. It might be a Footprint brand or a King Dick, but that's in good condition. So a really nice haul of tools as well. Fantastic, but boy, it's getting hot in this shed now.
It is. There's lots of nice saws here too.
Yeah, I've pulled out about 300 hammers from this end. Well, a slight exaggeration, there'd be at least, what, 150? Lots of them, lots of wood saws. All right, we're running out of time and it's getting hot. We better get the van finished off. Okay, it's now about 2:30 and it's got to just over 30 degrees, so it's actually quite hot, middle of the afternoon. And we've finally finished. It's taken us a combined, about 6 hours we've been here, so a lot more work probably than what I initially estimated on this job. I'm usually pretty good at judging how long it'll take to clean it out, but at least we did say we'd get it done today, and we have. There's just a pile of empty boxes there, and everything else is cleaned out in here. The shed doesn't echo like I like to hear an echo because there's still all the shelving in here. But that's cool, that stays with the place and the fridge. So job's done. We took the lights down from, I don't know if I showed you before, there were some old lights hanging in along the rafters of the shed there. We took them all down even though we don't want them. It's too much effort to clean them up and sell them. This one here's a really nice retro one, but unfortunately it's missing a shade and you'd be really hard pressed to match it. But if that was completed and cleaned up, I could see that selling for a few $100s. But we're happy to leave those here. The lady said that's fine. She was having a garage sale this weekend, so she's going to try and move them on. We've got all the clocks out of that cupboard over there, and that little kitchen area is totally empty. And we've got everything we're supposed to get from in here. Christine's having a nap on the couch. Hard yakka.
I'm hot. I need to shower.
Yeah, I think we'll go home and have a relaxing afternoon. So the van's full. It's not as full as I've got on farm trips, but there's a lot of stuff in there, a little bit in the front section. I'm just going to stand this mattress up at the back and close the doors so it doesn't move around much. There's a lot of junky stuff, a lot of e-waste as well, just bits and pieces. There's 3 toasters at the back there that are filthy dirty, and they're only cheap toasters, so they'll probably just go to the e-waste at the transfer station after I cut the cords off. So a lot of processing in this job. We'll probably keep up some episodes in this series as we unbox some things and find some treasures. It's going to work out very well indeed though, just a lot of time to process. So that was yesterday. We got home about 4:30 in the afternoon. It was a hot day. It was hot in the van coming home because there's no air conditioning in that. And she was pretty sluggish because there's a lot of weight in the back of that. So tomorrow's Friday, we open the shop. We've got to work out where to unpack first, the corner of the shop or the van. Obviously we have to deal with all those prints and mirrors that we put in the front, but we'll go through that as we can. We'll probably film some of it. I'll keep you updated with how we go with finding some good gear amongst the boxes, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. So we do like to film these events. They're good fun. It's good for us to look back on, and everyone likes a good treasure hunt. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.